All right. Happy New Year's Eve or Happy New Year's for some of you watching me in the other part of the world. So good to see everybody today. My honor to be able to hold some space, help us celebrate this fresh start to the brand new year, and hopefully open up, all of the opportunities here that are in front of us, and so we can embrace them. My name is Nicholas Ashbaugh. This is a very special weekend collective. We will not be following this format today. We instead are going to kind of go in the flow today. I am going to start with a 7-day forecast and some channeled messages, actually in the reverse order there. And then it looks like by unanimous opinion here, I'm going to do a single card read for each sign. And we're going to start with Pisces if I do that today. I'll let that poll remain, and then I'll go in reverse astrological order because that's the most requested thing ever on my channel. So I'll do it in this sort of reading so that we start with Pisces first. Okay, all that being said, let me get into channeled messages. I just have 2 today, and that's good because we have a lot that we're going to cover, and there's a lot of other things that I'm going to get into as well. But let's begin with the channeled stuff first, because Spirit did have a few messages for us as we're getting ready for the new year. One of them is that you can land on your feet. You hear a lot in economics about a soft landing. I got the same sort of thing here for you. Spirit showed me someone that was taking a long road, basically the hard way. You don't have to do that anymore because in the dream, I took this person's hand and I said, just look up. And we were able to elevate, and it was almost like the arc of a rainbow. And then just landed on our feet at the destination, and there was this sense of relief and joy. And so for many of you, there is a reminder that it doesn't have to be difficult anymore. Maybe there were some challenges in the past, but we can leave the past in the past. And also it's about taking that initial leap for some of you too, especially if you've been feeling like there's just been a lot of work, a lot of energy in one path or direction. And the next thing was to step into the spotlight. And for some of you, maybe you've been putting off something because of the attention that it will require when you make the decision or the announcement, or you're afraid of, just sort of being seen and heard. But I saw a stage being set, and it was almost like I had to kind of push someone out on stage. So the first couple messages from Spirit today are pretty good, actually. It's that things will get easier, but there is this sort of necessary step of, being seen, being heard, and that can often be the most difficult thing in just sort of like personal development. So because it is a holiday and because I have 5 memberships to gift, I'm going to do that right now. Before I do it, I think somebody already gifted some memberships earlier. So there's a little thing here that says allow gifts. Thanks to Sunshine Finney for gifting some earlier. If you click that allow gifts, that'll opt you into receiving gifted memberships. So let me just look at this I have to kind of look at it from the regular view, and I think then I can gift it. So this is just a new feature that YouTube rolled out, and I quite like it. So I'm going to gift 5, and I can do 10 per month. So I'll probably do it every other week as long as this feature exists. So here we go. 5 memberships from me if I can. Let's see. Show chat. And let's see if I can gift them. Here we go. 5 for all of you. We'll see if it goes through. And I think it did. I hope it did. All right. There you go. 5 memberships. Thanks to everybody for your support. And I can do 10 per month. So probably every other week, like I said. Enjoy. Happy New Year. My pleasure to gift them to you. Let's pull Apollo up because he's having a ball in the background here. We're going to get ready now for the 7-day forecast. This is going to basically help us in the week ahead. And then I'm going to do a sign by sign 1 card pull. Let's send Apollo some love as well. All right. So I ordered a bunch of new decks. I only got 1 of them in. Another one came in and I had to return it. So we're going to use 1 of the new decks today. I haven't yet put this on my website, but I will later. This one is Awaken Tarot. So this is one I just found on my own. Always looking to kind of refresh things a bit. So here we go. 7-day forecast, next 7 days, then we'll get into a sign specific reading, and then we'll kind of go with the flow. Okay, so Sunday. Monday. Tuesday, looking good so far. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, let's get this all arranged and we'll go into all of the messages here. Okay, so we're going to start off with the message for this Sunday. And what we have here is getting some things done, setting the stage here. Three of Pentacles basically is a card where for many of you, there is something that you need to finish, putting the finishing touches on things. So for those of you that might be throwing a party, this obviously could be that last minute sort of things. But in your life in general, what we're seeing here at the very last day of 2023 is if you set out to do something, if you really want to see something through, this is the last day you can kind of make some progress on it. Why not do it? I know I'm working today. I don't mind. I'm setting some things into motion for 2024 and just kind of, to me, it's almost like a secretarial day where I'm just cleaning things up. In fact, later today, I'm going to clean the office, listen to a podcast, do some research. Like for me, that's okay. Holidays sometimes are just holidays. It's just a day on the calendar. So if you want to get work done today, you can. You can play later too, by the way. But this is saying there is a chance to sort of front load the day with some work. This is also about writing. So what better day to set intentions into your journal than New Year's Eve? So this is a great time to, and by the way, 3 is enough. It's kind of interesting that we get many wishes in our life. You don't have to limit them. But when you're looking at intentions, back even when I was managing, I would usually tell people to set 2 easy goals, 1 stretch goal. 2 things that you can kind of sort of hit the ground running, knowing you can do. 1 thing that's going to take some work. That's a great exercise for today too. And you can give yourself the whole year. You can give yourself a month, whatever you want to do. But this is a great day for journaling, speaking and writing it into existence. So happy New Year's, 3 of Pentacles. It's a successful card. It shows that success is on its way. Let's embrace that and say, yes, I'm ready to receive. Monday, what a great day. You couldn't have picked a better card for New Year's. This is the New Year's baby, basically, the sun. How iconic and appropriate is that? It's a day for birthing and beginning. So, and it's a fresh start. This is a day to be reborn and reimagine things. I was texting with a friend yesterday and they were just kind of like in a mood. And I said, just remember, we're right at the reset. It's good to kind of like let the mood go before you get into the new year. I can't do any more than that than kind of like put that out there for them. It's a new day and a new year. We want to try to start it off with the energy of what's possible, not what's stuck, not what isn't working, not comparing yourself to others, not worrying about friends, family, or world events that we can't control, but really focusing on what you want to create in the year ahead. Keep it personal, keep it realistic, keep it positive. Keep it like the New Year's baby here. What a great, can't make it up with tarot. Sometimes it's perfectly appropriate. So there you go. And the sun also has to do with your enthusiasm and charisma. So that's why I'm trying to get you to embrace possibilities. It doesn't have to just be like overtly Pollyanna positive, but the more you can get into the energy of that joy, the easier it is to meet opportunity or create something, okay? Now we have the 2 of Cups here coming for Tuesday. It is in reverse. Some of you may be needing to pull back a little bit to just sort of like take care of yourself. But know this, there are plenty of opportunities for partnerships, socializing. It could also be a business opportunity opening up. The main thing here is, are you ready to receive? That's up to you. There could be a little bit of doubt or, again, pushing back. And this card is reminding you that if you open up, things could kind of start to take off more quickly than you might imagine. It's a great day to have a meeting. For many of you that have just come back from the holidays, it's going to be nice to meet everybody and catch up. This is a very social card. Take care of yourself, practice moderation. It's okay to say no to some things, but remember to say yes to some things as well, particularly when it comes to spending time with people that you care about. If you're looking for love or if you're looking to get attention, actually both of these days are really good for that. It's a great day to get out and to be seen. Okay, let's look at Wednesday. Here we go. We have getting organized, Hierophant. It's not just a card of power, it's also a card of structure. And the power of the card is sort of like the organized structure. So this is a good time to look at your sort of like projections for the year ahead when it comes to business, and maybe even looking at your budget. Very sort of like boring things, but appropriate things. It's going to kind of set you up for success, building a foundation. It may be a day where you have to deal with traditional structures like the law, like school, like government. The Hierophant is all of these things, religion. There are people in your life and structures in your life that are kind of like set, and sometimes we have to go through the gatekeeper, so there may be a gatekeeper as well. There's more than one way to that end. So if you meet one sort of block or difficult person, really ask yourself, am I dealing with the decision maker? Sometimes there is an arbitrary or false gatekeeper. Back when I used to be in corporate structures, sometimes that could be an administrative assistant or someone that was one level beneath the decider, oftentimes a director or VP. And there may be an opportunity to get with a different person in that court and see if you can't, or even have a direct meeting with the decision maker. That was one of the best pieces of advice that I had from one of the VPs that I worked for. They told me, don't waste your time if you're talking to someone that can't actually make the decision. You're talking to the wrong person. So I'll share that piece of knowledge here. Also, you never know unless you try. Those keys also represent, turning the key and sort of like giving something your best shot. So all of those things hold true. All right, let's look at, I really so far love that we have social cards all over the place. Can we just like recognize that for a second? Like the Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday are really great days to mix and mingle. Thursday especially because we have a core foundational card here. The Four of Wands in the upright position is the kind of relationship that stands the test of time. It's a best friend, it's love and marriage, it's just someone that you can count on, a mentor, etc. The reversal of this means that you may be holding space, maybe losing patience, but holding space for that. And it's saying, don't give up. This is a great day, maybe not to meet the person that will sit under those four wands, but a person that can connect you to that. So I see you making like a friend of a friend that'll eventually introduce you to someone. So remember that the universe works in strange ways. We don't get everything that we want when we want it, but you're going to get it. And you're meeting some sort of a pivotal connection that will help you, or you're setting the stage for someone that's going to connect you to an important person in the long run. So get out there, mix, mingle, and also remember to strengthen the own foundations in your life. So I talked about, getting organized, looking at your finances, all of that. That also creates energy that allows the Four of Wands to take root and be strong. Okay? Don't waste your time with connections in your life that don't have your best interests. This is a time to really be discerning, and it's almost like an auditing card as well. Okay, let's look at Friday. So it's interesting that two of the most social cards are reversed. I think some of you have just had your fill probably of parties and gatherings and things of that nature. So this is showing a little bit of fatigue for some of you. I totally get it. And if the fatigue is setting in, just remember self-care is key. Yes, you can say no. Moderation is important. But the Three of Cups is a good card. It is reminding you to slow down, take a moment to smell the flowers, which just basically means say your blessings, good day for gratitude. And you can make an appearance at things without having to completely sort of like exhaust yourself. So it is worth making an appearance. There may be new people coming into your life. Some of you are really a little bit anxious to skip to this, but it's saying you can't get to this before you get to this, really. So you have to get to know someone. You have to really get to feel things out. And the courtship card, which is part of what this is. This is the meeting, greeting, and kind of figuring out if you want a second date. This is more the courtship card. You have all of these cards, but they're kind of like in reverse order. So some of you may be wanting to just sort of rush to the finish line if it comes to getting a job, meeting somebody, making a connection. And it's saying, think of how it's been maybe when you were on a first date and someone was too eager or too distant. You have to strike the right balance in all relationships right now. So make sure that you're taking time to listen, you're taking time to breathe, you're not rushing it, you're showing adequate interest without overdoing it. It's basically just one step at a time, okay? All that being said, there may be something worth celebrating on Friday, so please have some fun, take a moment, and relax. Okay, let's look at the weekend. This is the only card in the new year so far that is showing it's worth pausing. You definitely don't want to sign contracts next Saturday if you can avoid it. You want to be realistic with things. The devil is just something that it's not ideal, right? It's saying, I need to take a step back. This pattern, this person, this contract may just be not a great match for me in this moment. It's also saying, get real with yourself. If there's something that you know that you don't want to do, just don't do it. Don't make promises you can't keep. Don't do things that are disturbing all this great energy that we saw otherwise, okay? And I think it's something that you should be able to see coming because most of the week was bright and light, and this is the only card that shows a cautionary note. Take care of yourself, focus on health, and push back on anything that doesn't feel right. Trust your instincts. And as we take a look at a week from today, we have a card of success, which I like. It is reversed. For some of you, you may be looking back at last year, this year that we're in, and thinking, I really want to make a change here. Do it because you want to do it, not because you're feeling pressured to do it. Do something because it feels right, not because you think it's going to be successful. This is about just trusting again your vision, and you'll land on your feet. It doesn't have to be as difficult as it was in previous years or previous trials. So we see success. We see you possibly surprising yourself. This can also show surprise when the card is upside down. So you're like, oh, I thought that, I can't believe it's this easy. It is, believe it. Believe when you receive success that you deserve it. Believe when a blessing comes that it's okay. Open arms, open heart, and open mind. I think that's the key with all of those. Okay, really beautiful cards. Highlights of the week, it just looks like the whole week is a highlight, folks. Can we just say that? I would say for socializing or launching or doing anything new, I love Monday. You are in the spotlight. It does feel like if you have to talk to someone or meet with someone, you can pick any day except Wednesday and be successful on that. The only challenge is next Saturday. So any other day, pick your card, you'll be fine. This is better for business like today, and also getting organized Wednesday. But I feel like it's a really great start to the new year. So there are no lowlights except next Saturday, and it's really just more of a challenge. Okay, so we're going to do something special today. We're going to go sign by sign, and we're going to start in reverse with Pisces. I'm going to take a look here and see which deck I want to use for this. So give me one moment. While I do that, do me a favor. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do that. It does help the channel. Let's see. Okay, I feel light seers will be perfect for today. All right. Your wish has been granted. We're going to start off with Pisces. Pulling a single card. I'm not going in order. I'm going in reverse order. So let's pull a single card for Pisces. Knight of Wands. All right, let's talk about it. Pisces, this is for the year ahead. I should have specified, but this is for the year ahead. So this is the card that will set you off in a sort of energy of success here. Knights, what do? They follow their instincts. They are very active. They are great partners to someone else. So you may find yourself in a successful partnership, friendship, love, or business. What this knight does really well is marches to the beat of her own drum. We see like a wild stallion in the background, or Mustang, and we see her, interestingly enough, in this particular deck, we see the Four Wands, right? So she's in that energy of partnership, but she has her own ideas, she has her own way, so it's a blending of energies, Pisces, that you're doing really, really well this year. And your unique or singular approach is what is going to lend itself to success. Don't dilute that sort of, that singular energy that makes you, you. And follow your passion and know that you can do more in a partnership. So the power of two or more is coming through as well. It's a great card for the new year. And it portends success overall. Okay, and movement. Okay, but the other thing here is movement that is outside of the lines. And that is the 2024 message for Pisces. Let's now go to Aquarius and see what's coming through for my Aquarians out there. Temperance in reverse. Patience. Patience is hard, isn't it? So temperance in reverse. Here's what I love about temperance. It is about finding balance in your life. So balance doesn't happen overnight. If you're trying to re-establish balance in relationships, in emotions, in finances, it's one step at a time, right? So this is a reminder to just give yourself credit for how much movement you're making, even if it is like at a snail's pace sometime. Remember that snail is connected to the Nine of Pentacles, which is wealth and abundance and self-sufficiency. So you have all of that capacity. This is one of the angelic cards in the major arcana, Judgment being another one, Death being one because it's the angel of death. There are a few, but this is one of the most significant angelic cards. So follow your inner guidance, follow your instincts, and also follow the signs. Oftentimes the universe will find a unique way to tell us what we need to focus on. It could be the words of wisdom from a relative that's passed, but it comes through someone else's mouth and you're like, oh, my mom used to say that, or my uncle used to tell me that. Or you see something that reminds you of something that you forgot. However it comes through, the universe is speaking to you in signs and signals. Often subtle, because the temperance angel is quiet and gentle. So be quiet and gentle with yourself, tune into the subtle messages from spirit, and take it a step at a time, folks. In the traditional card, we see 2 cups, and the angel's kind of like trying to find the right balance, the right mix. And so some of you might be experimenting with a different approach. To me, that's almost alchemic, right? So this temperance angel is saying, that didn't work before. What if I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that? So experiment a bit, okay? And take it slow. But you're on the right path. You have guidance. By the way, this card usually has a path behind it, flowers growing. I usually connect it with springtime. So April, because I'm reading in the Northern Hemisphere, there could be change right around the corner. The first quarter of the year is setting the stage, and then you'll be ready to enter that stage. Be patient, okay? That's the message for Aquarius. Let's move on next to Capricorn. By the way, I see some questions here. You can use these for sun, rising, and moon placements, okay? And any aspect of your chart. So I'm pulling one for each sign. You can also look at your particular astrological setup and say, oh, okay. So this can be used in that way too. I'm reading for sun, rising, and moon in particular, but you can also use it more broadly. Focusing now on Capricorn. It is a time to possibly bring something to a close. An old cycle is done. This could be really exciting if you found yourself in something, like I was reading through some of the things you want to let go. Sometimes it's like toxic relationships or a job that you don't like, or you want to finish something that you've never had a chance to finish. This is a card of letting stuff go, setting into motion a new cycle. It's also about second chances. What's she doing here? Well, she's walking away from something to get clarity. So the one thing maybe some of you have been denying yourself is adequate rest or vacation or a chance to get that bird's eye view. So Capricorn, I get it. A lot of times you want to see it in black and white. You want to see, show me the numbers. This card is also very watery, and it's saying, well, listen to your heart though on this one. It's not all here, it's also here. So take a break, get some perspective. You can always come back with the 8 of Cups and then give a final decision. The one thing that this card does remind you though is, if you really feel a certain way about something, say it. And say it incontrovertibly, like, yes, I'm ready, or no, I am done. And really, if you want to close a door, because this one shows that it's halfway open. So sometimes people don't get it if you're trying to be subtle. Be more direct on a no if you really mean no and you don't want to have to deal with something again. It's kind of like pulling out a weed. You have to make sure that you've taken the entire root out, especially if it has a taproot like dandelions and things like that. Otherwise, they'll grow back if you just take off the top part. So that's what I'm seeing. If there's something where you really have to cut the cord, cut the cord. If you've been denied something, it works also in a pleasant way. you have a second chance. You may have many second chances, so don't give up until you get a yes. Try different doors. So when I was shown my vision of someone entering the stage, they were coming through the back door. So there may be a shortcut. I'm usually not a big proponent of shortcuts, but in dreams I was shown, like, let's not take the long way, let's elevate, let's go up. It could just be thinking of a different solution that you haven't given yourself a chance, but there is something to make it quicker, easier, and it is about being direct. So I hope that helps you, Capricorn. Now we're going to move on to the messages for Sagittarius here. Sagittarius, let's see what's coming through for you. Sagittarius. All right, changes. But it is a tower upright, which means for many of you, you are an agent of the change, or you have an opportunity to be. So I like this illustration. We see a little squirrel. He has prepared for, whatever's coming through, but we do see a bunch of butterflies here. I feel like this is necessary change for growth. There's something in your life maybe that you've grown accustomed to, attached to, or that you just want to make sure that, you want to guarantee, it feels like. And the universe is coming through saying, change and growth require a calculated risk. And this is a year where you're going to have to either embrace that, or the universe will come through and shake things up. So make a change before you have to. Speak up, be proactive, be the agent of change, communication, and movement in your life, okay? Some of you may be experiencing a positive tower. This can be a birth of a child, a new marriage, moving in with someone. It could also, this is also positive. Sometimes divorce is necessary. So it could be the opposite, moving out, making a necessary shift or move or divestment in your life in order to create space for something better. It's change. So embrace the change. This isn't a year where things stay the same. That's good, because we wouldn't be growing if we weren't changing. And that's pretty much everything for Sagittarius. My main advice here is to get ahead of it so that you don't have to experience the universe coming in and saying, hey, let's do this. All right, let's move on to Scorpio and see what's coming through for you. Scorpio is about getting real. So we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. So many of you are seeing through the facade that people, places, and things might be trying to put in front of you. This is a good thing, folks. In the past, maybe people were able to get away with things because you were being kind, you were being polite, because you assumed the best. I still think it's good to assume the best, but also to trust your instincts. And if your instincts say no, or I need more information, raise your hand, dig deeper, like Apollo does every time we do a reading, until you find what you're looking for. This is also about pushing back to the inner saboteur within that says, hey, we can get away with this. No one's going to notice. This is not a year to make it easy on yourself in that respect. Do the work. Really hold yourself to the high standards of accountability, and then expect the same of others. If you do the work, others will in turn. But anytime we get a shadow card in its reverse, it usually means the end of that and seeing through that. So the only shadow that remains is the shadow of doubt. So trust your instincts. You'll be able to sniff out any energy associated with the Seven of Swords. When it comes to contracts, when it comes to negotiations and things of that nature, always push to get facts and figures and to get it in writing. It's not good enough to have a handshake this year. Get stuff in writing, and if you don't agree with something, change it. You have the power to make that change happen, so never underestimate your voice or your ability to basically move into this path. And this path is transparency, accountability, stability, honesty, all of the opposite natures of the sort of Seven of Swords you are attracting. There could be some things from the previous year that are coming in to kind of like test you, but that's the message here on that. Okay, let's take a shift and look at Libra. Libra, what's coming through in the new year for you? Okay, we are moving away from this feeling that less is okay. Especially when we're looking at finances, people's investment in relationships. It's also like saying it's okay to let go of something that isn't enough. That's a better way to put it. So if there's something in your life that is giving you less than what you need, that's not okay anymore, and you're going to advocate for more. And this is a really beautiful interpretation of the Four of Pentacles. We see her holding that coin purse close to her heart, and she's saying, well, this isn't enough, but if I just, at least it's something, at least it's predictable. And if I just hold on to it, maybe I'll be okay with it. So you're not going to settle, Libra. You're going to hold yourself up to the high standards that you have and expect other people to do the same. And you're going to open yourself up to receive more. And if somebody does come through, like I said before, and offers you more, you're not going to think, wait, am I worth it? You're worth it. So your mantra this year, Libra, is I'm worth it, and I'm ready to receive all of this or greater, in the highest good, in cosmic timing. And that's really what I'm seeing here. In relationships, don't be afraid to share, because this is also a card of protection. So sometimes we hold back. We hold back on using our voice, on showing our personality, on sharing our gifts because we don't want to be judged. So this is saying shine. Let your energy be shown and don't hold back. Because when you can show your value, your worth, and your energy, you can receive more and people can see all that you have to give. Okay? So you're worth even more than you imagine. You're not going to accept less. And you're not going to hold back. Those are the sort of takeaways from this. Again, this is for the year ahead. And, you can also take this and merge it with all of the sign-specific readings that I've given already. They're all on the main channel page if you want a deeper read for each sign. All right, let's move from Libra to Virgo. Again, we're going in reverse today. Let's see the message for Virgo. Okay, things are starting to pick up, Virgo. We have a card that would normally be associated with rest in the reversed state, which is saying that you may be finding yourself over the course of this year trying to catch up, trying to get some rest, busy schedule, a lot going on. There's always an opportunity to say no to some things and to advocate for this, because as you can see with this, the 4 comes after 3, which is dealing with difficulties here. And her heart is mended in this card. And then she's getting ready to kind of throw it out to the universe and say, I think I'm gonna see what the universe has to offer again. It's a mended heart. So if you don't rest, oftentimes you don't have a chance to recalibrate, restore, and sort of refresh your view. So take time, say no to some things, really make sure that you're getting rest. That's often when I receive some of my best insights, is when I give myself a good night's sleep. Last night I went to bed around 9 or 10 o'clock. Even tonight, it's New Year's Eve, but I'll probably just look at the East Coast celebration and go to bed, because I usually can't stay up till midnight if I have to work the next day, because I'm worthless. And I knew last night, I'm like, you got to get a good night's sleep. So make sure that you're not running yourself ragged. Delegate, say no, and rest when you can. And know that this energy is something that you can't burn the candle at both ends. That's one thing with this as well. There are 3 cards associated with death and release. Well, at least 3, maybe 4. We have death, of course. We have the 6 of Swords, which is a lot more active. Actually, Judgment would constitute that. And the 4 of Swords. 4 of Swords is the most passive of all of them. And if I were to order them, actually, like, this is the sleepy card, 6 of Swords is the active card, death is instantaneous, and Judgment is sort of like what happens when it all clears, when the clouds are clearing. I'm not just justice, but judgment. So you're in a point right now where it feels like you just need to sit with a change a little bit, and then it's going to be okay. So don't rush into a decision and give yourself time to adjust with change. All right, I've talked that one through. Let's go to Leo. Leo, let's see what's going on for you in 2024. Love, creativity, power. It's pretty good. All right, we have Queen of Cups. Notice how she is making time for meditation here as well, and really tuning in. That's an important message here. Are you taking time to listen? Listen to your heart, listen to your guides, listen to your intuition. Are you giving yourself time for creative avenues of expression and exploration? If you aren't, that's the main call to action here. Love could be entering into the arena this year, or relationships in general could be taking more of a center stage. You may be more apt to express yourself. Unlike Libra, it feels like you're just ready to put it out there, so that's good. The key thing here is we do see her kind of, it's almost like she's in a gigantic chalice or cup. So is the cup half full or empty? She's looking at what's to come, and so she sees it maybe half full, but she's thinking about what she wants to put the rest in there, fill the rest up with. So this is sort of a perspective card, half full versus half empty. If you're looking for love, it portends good things. If you're trying to express your creativity, it portends good things. There's a lot to like with the Queen of Cups. So it feels like it's a good year ahead. And it's really just about going for it if you're ready, okay? So that's Leo. Let's move on to the energy here of Cancer and see what's in store for you. Again, we're going in reverse order. Okay, expansion. Cancer is what's coming through for you, and like one of the best cards we can get here. This is a perfect card for going back to school, for learning, for finishing something, for really sort of sinking your teeth into it. And we see here it might take a month or two. We see like a full lunar cycle going through all of its sort of energy here. So give yourself time. But here's what I see with this. This is typically the apprenticeship or mentee card, whereas the Three of Pentacles is the mastery card. So I would say even the first quarter of the year, you're going to put your energy into motion. We have an 8 on this. It could even sort of come into fruition around August, like the third quarter of the year. So give yourself time, but I see you building something that's worth the journey, worth the effort. You may also be putting things into motion here. This can be a curriculum or an instructional sort of manual. So for those of you that are in science or education or are putting something into print, this can also be that. It does not have to just be traditional book. It can be something else that people are going to use, a tool. So you could be crafting a tool or even like a program, like a seminar or something online. So this is a great year for small business, for those of you going back to school, for those of you looking to learn, complete, or build. This is just such a great card overall. And it's just about staying focused and, kind of doing the work. That's the main message here, okay? When we're looking at overall resources, this is also a good card. So it looks like you're building. This is a year of construction and acquisition. There we go, Cancer. Let's take a look now at the energy associated with the sign of Gemini. Gemini, what's coming through for you? You are thinking things through here. It's a fruitful year when we're looking at this, but don't overthink. Gemini would never do that. So Gemini, I want you to kind of focus on your first thought, your initial instinct. And as a fellow air sign, I'm a Libra, sometimes we can vacillate. Sometimes we can go so far on that bird's eye view that we lose the initial sort of power of the first idea. So I want you to trust your instincts and take action. The Ace of Wands in reverse can indicate stagnation on an epiphany, an idea, or an inspiration. It just sits there. So take it from the Seven of Cups energy where we might be floating and say, I'm going to do this. We're going to go forward with it. Ace of Wands, a fire needs oxygen. It needs fuel. So you're going to fuel it so that this spark happens. There is something, you're onto something, let's put it that way. And all you have to do is continue to take action and follow through. So your mantra this year is, I'm going to follow through. I trust my initial instinct. I've got this. I don't have to keep doubting myself. So your confidence, your action, your clarity, all of those things are coming into play here. People are really interested in what you have to think. Don't hold back by thinking, why do they care? They care because they see something maybe that you don't. Don't second guess it when someone else offers you a positive perspective of your acumen, like what you have to offer you in general, or they want to gift or open up a door for something. It's positive. So again, don't overthink it. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. Another common theme for this year. Things should start to get easier, and you already have the initial instinct or idea. Just follow through, Gemini, okay? Let's move on to Taurus. You are taking that leap, Taurus, and it's going to be worth it. So we have the Fool in reverse. The initial steps could be slower or a little bit more challenging than you may have initially thought. They are worth it, however. Remember what I said back at the beginning when I was talking about that rainbow. There may be a chance for you to say, all right, too much too much friction here. Let me go where I can find the traction. So don't be afraid to explore different perspectives. We kind of have her taking a trust fall here. She's just going with her heart, going with the flow, knowing that it's going to lead her in the right direction. So I really feel like you're set up for success, but there could be something where you take a couple steps forward, one step back, or you get an initial pushback, and this is saying don't let that hold you back from taking additional steps, especially if it happens sooner than later in the new year. One rejection does not mean everything's going to be a rejection, okay? The Fool is also a card of resetting, and so I was talking about my friend that's having a difficult time with resetting. For those of you that are also stuck in that, because I have a Taurus placement, so I can speak from experience, Taurus gets stubborn sometimes. It's not an accident that there's a bull as a symbol. So just take a breath and think, all right, I know Nicholas said this. I'm just going to keep an open mind. Universe, I'm ready for a shift in this area. Prove to me that this can happen. Show me something. I'm open to it. I'm going to let it go and just open myself up to the possibilities. Maybe this day, this year, this month, it's going to change. If you are on the opposite side saying, it's never going to happen, I don't believe in this, then you're not going to see opportunities even if they're right in front of you. You have to keep an open heart and an open mind. So that's your mantra. I'm open to change. One rejection does not equal rejection across the board. I'm open to try things in new sort of ways that I hadn't before. That openness, that freedom, that liberation, that lack of baggage is going to help you move into new experiences that you may not have imagined or anticipated before. And now Aries, having to wait for a change here. Let's see what's coming through for Aries. Okay, let's give that another shuffle. Love. Okay, so we have the Lovers coming through for you, Aries. It is reversed. So a couple of notes with this. First of all, this is one of the magnetic cards. Four of Wands, I forgot to mention that before, but the Lovers, the Four of Wands, the Six of Cups, the Two of Cups, even the Three of Cups, they're all magnetic. People are drawn to you. It's like a flower that's bright that, you know, a hummingbird and bees and pollinators want to kind of like group around. I view these cards in a similar energy. So you don't have to kind of just embrace the face value, which is, you know, amorous and connected to relationships. It's also when you are doing what you love, when you are around like-minded individuals that have that same energy, then you're going to attract even more of that. Like attracts like. So Aries, more importantly, do you love who you are, where you're at, what you're doing, what you're spending your time associated with, all of that stuff? This is a chance to do a little audit. It's a great activity for today. It's a great activity for everybody. So we're ending with something I think we can all connect to. I want you to try to sort of like put the frequency of love in one, if not all parts of your sort of energetic house. And I usually look at health, wealth, love, and then destiny will therefore be kind of connected to that. So make sure that all things in your life are connected with this, something that you love. Pick today something that you love about yourself. Pick today someone in your life that you love and check in on them. Do something today that you love. Cultivate the energy of love and continue to do this throughout 2024 to pull in even more of it. It's interesting that we have like a very Sagittarian energy there. There could be a Sagittarius in your life that can help you with that as well. You know, I didn't notice that before on this card, but I see it now. In the reversed state, it can sometimes be an opportunity to just really, again, not second guess something good when it comes through. Also not demand it, expect it, or feel entitled to it. Because if it hasn't yet showed up, there could be something that you're working on first so that it can stick around for a longer amount of time. So just be at ease with love and find love in other parts of your life, and then know that when we're looking specifically at relationships, love will come to you. That's a good Indigo Girls song from back in the day there. But the Lovers card in reverse is allowing love to come to you rather than chase it. Okay? And that's everything, folks, for the year ahead. I haven't done that in a long time. I used to do that in impromptus from time to time. But let's just look at it for all signs and just see if there's any general trends that I see here. Can we all celebrate the fact that there is no Devil card or Ten of Swords? We have the Tower, but the Tower, especially when I'm looking at the energy of the full zodiac, and it's kind of in reverse, but it's pretty good year overall. We see education, we see ideas, we see movement, we see love and creativity. The only shadow energies across everything could be making sure that you're accountable and others are accountable, making sure that you take enough time, and making sure that you embrace and see the energy of change. Otherwise, they're all pretty good cards. You know, I really don't see tarot cards as bad or good. They're just messages, and it's what you do with the messages that matter most. All right, let me reset the deck here, and let's see what else you guys have been voting for in the poll here. I think I'm going to do a blessings and block, no matter what. I'm going to do an internal healing card too, because you guys expressed interest on that as well. So let's see. Yeah, you guys just want me to go with the flow, but we'll look at the blessing and block next. That feels good. Okay, so let me go to a different deck of cards, and now we're just kind of go in the flow here. Checking time. We're on time. Okay. So let me pull a blessing and blocks card here. I haven't done this in forever, so it's good to try new things. Let me see if I even still have the graphic for it. It doesn't matter. Let me shuffle, and I'll see if I can find it while I'm doing that. The blessing card jumped out of the deck. Let's see what the block is. Okay, here we go. Blessings and blocks for 2024. The blessing for the year is the Ace of Wands. Here we go again. So Ace of Wands now in the upright position. Go with it, folks. You have an idea, you have an intention. Ace of Wands requires taking that. Think of a relay race, and you have to pass the baton on. So once it's in here, you have to take action. You have to go from the ace to the page, from the page to the knight. The knight's going to be the one that really takes it forward, but it is about communicating, taking action on, somehow moving the needle forward when it comes through for your idea or your intention, okay? Now we have the block, and we see the person kind of sitting with that heart energy a little bit. So some of you may be thinking, I have too much invested in this. I really care about it. It may be about making sure that your emotions don't choke out your courage. We want to use the emotions as a positive. Butterflies are good unless there's a swarm and there's so many that you can't see, you know, the forest for the trees. So breathe. Remember to breathe, folks. And it's good to be invested, but it's also good to trust that you've set everything into motion. Sometimes all you have to do is breathe, step forward, and start talking. It's one of the best things actually this is why I love lives the most. Yes, there's unexpected things like power outages, barking dogs, and weird things like that. But it also is a moment where you just have to trust. And like that Fool card that we were looking at a few moments ago, the trust fall, same sort of thing there. Sometimes you just have to trust that everything is happening the way that it needs to happen in the time that it needs to happen. Okay? So don't get ahead of yourself. Could also be in a relationship block, a person around you that is playing your heartstrings, and you're going to step back from that and say, thank you, but no thanks. All right, let's look at the opportunity for healing, because that was a universal sort of request here. So we're going to shuffle the cards. I think for this one, it's a little deeper. We're going to do a past, present, future. This is like that inner child work that nobody ever votes for. So we're going to look at it a little deeper here. We're going to start off first with past energy when it comes to healing. For many of you, you may be beating yourself up thinking, I should have listened to myself, or I should have done this, I should have, would have, could have. There was some part of you that tuned into something. And listen, hindsight is always easier because it's all in black and white. But we want to work this year on developing your third eye and opening you up to trust instinct. So just learn from the past, apply the lessons to the present, and then become the high priestess in the future. Let's not keep her in the past. She's coming through saying, I could have made it easier and I will make it easier in the future. That's all. Be kind to yourself, forgive yourself, trust yourself. I don't know why I'm clapping them all out, but it helps. Present energy, Hierophant in reverse. You do not have to follow in the footsteps of your parents, ancestors, or people around you. You are your own you have your own mold. They broke it when they created you. Do something unique. And the Hierophant in reverse is also saying, you have the key. What are you going to do with it now? When the gatekeeper is gone, when you've decided to do your own path, then it's just up to you. So trust yourself, be unique, take the step, try something new, and remember, you are not destined to repeat history as long as you've learned from it. So there's that message here. Future is success, Six of Wands, but we have a fast-acting totem here, the hummingbird. The hummingbird doesn't waste any time in getting started. So as we're looking at the new year, if you need to incentivize things, we have someone here holding out that flower to kind of rev up the engines of the hummingbird. Find an incentive. Incentivize yourself with something that's going to be an easy win. Sweeten the work a little bit there. Remember, I said 3 goals. Make the first one the easiest possible, really just so that you can start New Year's and you know you're going to succeed. It can be as easy as, I'm just going to finally clear off my desk. I know that sounds easy, but for some of you may be looking at this, reading, and there's a bunch of stuff all around an iPad or a computer or something. Take today, clean the desk. It does not take that long. You can do it in 2 to 3 hours, unless it's maybe it's an afternoon. But do that, pick an easy win, finish it, and I guarantee you will feel so much better. I'm currently getting my living room sort of set up, maybe doing some special things there in the living room. But as I got the space set up, a different piece of furniture and this and that, the energy of the room changed. One of it was like I had to finally get a couch. I've been putting that off for like a year. And I was like, oh, well, that changed the space, didn't it? So sometimes getting rid of stuff, sometimes adding stuff can really shift the energy. Be thoughtful about it, and that will put you in the right perspective. This is success, folks, Six of Wands. It's on its way. It's en route. Who cares about what didn't happen? The universe is setting up what can happen, and that's where the perspective should be pushed. There we go. Don't be so afraid of the inner work. Sometimes it's easy when we're looking at this. So that card or that topic, I think I've put it up, I don't know, 30 times or something, healing the inner child or dealing with healing, and every time it loses. So sometimes it's an easy message like that, just for those of you out there. Because when we can heal something, we can then create space for something better. Okay. Let me see if there was anything else that was on that original poll that I didn't answer here. I'm going to go to your page I know what I want to do. While I take a look at all of that, we're going to, and I may even open this up to some member questions in a second here, but first things first. All right, let's focus on what Spirit needs you to know, but you don't want to know. You're not ready to know. You're always ready to know it. It's just what Spirit needs you to see. Woohoo! We've got the world coming through, and a beautiful world at that. All right, so the butterfly. Change. This is going to help those of you that got the tower. It's change for the better, okay? So we have a cute little butterfly coming through here saying, spread your wings, let's go. all of this has been setting you up to expand. Just about everything in that sign by sign reading leads up to the World card. And this is a really cool World card because we almost have a magician energy here with one of each of the suits around it instead of like the traditional creatures that are on this card. So anyway, you have all that it takes to finish what you set out to do. But the necessary piece is that final transformation. So going from chrysalis to butterfly. You're going to have to break through something, push through something a little bit, but it's going to be worth the final push. That's the message from Spirit. Yes, there's effort. Yes, there's work. Yes, you may have to take yourself from this place and put yourself this place, but it's worth it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be good. Yay. We'll keep using this deck. It's one of my favorites. Actually, the deck itself has butterflies all over it, or moths, depending on how you want to look at it. Okay, so let me quickly take a look at some of the stuff that you guys were writing on the posts. Careful what you wish for. I was like, nobody answered the first post, and I got like over 100. So let me see here. I'm going to randomly pick a couple things that some of you are dealing with. And let's see here. Okay, what's coming through here? Most of you didn't have questions. I like this one though. We're looking at how to release something. This is a really cool thing to release. One of you said you wanted to release pain as a teacher. So how can you get out or away from painful people, places, or things? I think it's something we can universally get behind. How can we release pain as a teacher? Four of Pentacles. So I showed you this earlier. Remember the coin purse? I think it was for Libra that had that one. So the Four of Pentacles, we're almost looking at the reverse side of this, and it's someone who's trying to use insecurity or use lack of confidence to their gain, because we're looking at, 4 out of 10, which would mean, don't make me do math, 6? So the other person is getting the better end of the stick here. So someone's getting 6 of Pentacles, you're getting 4 of Pentacles. So we want to even the exchange a little bit this year. And so one thing that you can do is just say no if someone is trying to take advantage of you or get more for less. And so you're just going to push back until the exchange is more even. You can also look at relationships in your life. It's not just work, it's people around you where you're kind of feeling like, gosh, I'm always putting a little bit extra in and it's not coming back. It's not always, give and take, but it shouldn't be all give. I think we can get behind that. So this is about doing a bit of an audit and thinking, all right, there has to be something more to this than that. All right, let's see. That was a good question. Let me see what else you guys are working on healing. Looks like there weren't a lot of questions here, so that's fine. I think I may open it up to some live ones here in a second. We're not going to do a Celtic cross today. We're just going to have some fun with this. Let's see. Okay, this one's a good one too. So how can you manifest patience and calm? Because that was something that I saw, like especially for those of you that got temperance reversed, being impatient with yourself. Let's see how you can work on patience overall. Six of Wands. And I was just looking at this. It's a type of, it starts with an N, this particular animal, narrow, something like that. You guys will put it out there in chat. But oddly enough, I was on TikTok and this particular animal came through today. And the way that they hunt, they wait for sea ice to melt. And then they kind of go through this central channel and they kind of get there first. It's kind of like the early bird gets the worm. So with the Six of Wands energy here, what I'm looking at here is the opportunity for you to not wait for someone to lead you into this. So the patience is key, because I was looking at there. It's sort of like we're getting mixed messages from you and from Spirit. So what I would say here is trust in the signs and the time. Like, they don't go until the ice breaks, until there's an opening. So if you go too soon, nothing's ready. If you wait too long, then everybody is there. So this is just about taking action when the time feels right and when the opportunity's perfect. It's just not rushing it. Think of cooking. I think this is a good example. as well. So when you are cooking cake or souffle or something like that, same sort of thing. If you take it out too soon, it collapses. If you leave it in too long, you can't eat it. It's knowing you might have to experiment a few times to get that perfect recipe, but I feel like you're set up for success there. Don't rush it, but when you see it, don't doubt it. It's kind of both ends of the spectrum, right? So there you go. Narwhal, thank you. It was a word I couldn't remember. And that's pretty much it. I do like that they have this sort of unicorn-like energy here. So I would say the other thing here is, again, leaning into your unique qualities that matter the most. Okay. That is the Six of Wands for all those have kind of mentioned it. And it is the third time we've seen it. Yes, thank you for that reminder. I appreciate it. All right. I'm going to open it up to some questions here. I'm going to prioritize. Let me see if I can, for a moment, turn it to members only, and then I'll turn it back, I promise. So let's open it up for a moment to, let's see if I can do members here. It doesn't matter if I can't. Let's see, subscribers, members. Yeah, okay. I'm going to shift it to members for a second, and I'm going to ask if there are any members questions, and then I'll open it up to everybody just because I like to be fair. So just for a moment, do members have any questions you would like me to look at in this moment of time, just as a way to say thank you to the members out there? And I'll turn it back to everybody after that. Health, wealth, love, and destiny. Okay, we can do that. While you guys queue up some other questions, I think that's a good start. Again, don't be dismayed. I will turn it back to general chat afterwards. I like to just give a shout out to my members from time to time because they make this all possible. All right. Let's focus on this. Let's see. Health, wealth, love, and destiny. Let's keep it general, not like will I finish my screenplay, but more like how can I finish projects in front of me, things of that nature. All right. Focusing first on health, wealth, love, destiny. We're just going to stick with tarot cards instead of oracle today. And let me get to the overlays for these. All right, so we'll start off with the health card if I can find it. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to pull this up first. So as we're looking at health, we have Eight of Swords reversed. This is basically saying in this moment that you want to focus on what needs to be taken care of. A lot of times with the Eight of Swords and the Two of Swords, we see or we feel something and we ignore it. So take action on something that doesn't feel right, that you might have been pushing off for a while, and really focus on giving it the attention that it deserves in your sort of general health and well-being. This is also saying when it comes to yourself, that you truly see yourself for all you have to offer. It's taking the blindfolds off. Of course, good time to check hearing and seeing whenever this comes specifically through health, because blindfolds go around both. But generally speaking, this is saying I'm ready and willing to see myself for all the wonderful blessings that I have to offer. You're seeing yourself in a different light, oftentimes being reflected from others. So again, if you get a compliment, accept the compliment, don't push it back. This is also about getting yourself out of a situation where you feel like you've painted yourself into a corner, because typically this card gives you the feeling of being trapped. So what you can do is audit and say, how did I end up here? Do I want to stay? And if not, what am I going to do about it? It's very, very much looking at a situation head on. You can ask for help if you need it, but once you deal with it, there's this immediate sort of breath and sigh of relief that comes through. Okay? Let's look at wealth. Five of Swords in the reverse state. So this is looking at trying not to feel like you're taking the bait for something. And actually, I guess that's what happened here. He was able to kind of capture the butterfly. So let's look at the traditional one, because that is a little obtuse. Here's your traditional Five of Swords. What happens here is someone gets a rise out of your reaction to something. They may bait you with something that they say. They may make you doubt yourself. They may not be listening to what you have to say. They're not ready to take accountability. And so when it comes to wealth, you're not going to make time for that kind of energy anymore, right? You've waited long enough. It follows the Four of Swords. Many of you have been sitting on this for a while, and this is the irritant that the universe puts in to get you to the Six of Swords, which is action. So sometimes we need that little thing in our life that makes us think, I'm going to get out of here. So you're going to escape from this mason jar and say, no, you're not going to. I'm done with this now. So it feels like it's stepping away from things. This is in wealth, so this could be, for those of you volunteering, it could be that kind of thing. It could be work. It could just be a relationship where there's a lot of work being put into it. It's also the little devil on your shoulder that's saying, you can't do this. You're not worth it. It can be our inner saboteur. So all of these things we're saying goodbye to, especially in 2024, and making room for something better. Love and relationships. Well, it's a good card, folks. We have the Ten of Cups. Yes, we are there. We know that. So in this one, the Ten of Cups, it's focusing a little bit more on core relationships. And as you start to get older, maybe get married, or just age in general, you focus on either the partnership or the friend, the chosen family. These become the stronger bonds. Blood is not always thicker than water. Sometimes as we get older, it's the people we choose to spend time with that we actually form a deeper bond with. And I see that when we're looking at love and relationships, those may come into the focal point here. And there could be a little tug of war between family and partner, or family and friends. And you have to choose the ones that have your back consistently. And if it isn't family, that's okay. It could just be an expansion to the family, a birth of a child, a new partner, someone coming into the family as well. We're seeing expansion, but I'm also seeing friction because the focus isn't on the bigger family, it's on the core unit on this particular card. If you're looking for love, can you bring it in? Yes, you can. Okay. Looking at the overarching energy, I love this one. This is one of the most beautiful Ten of Swords cards in any deck. It's saying, I'm not going to repeat it. So we have wisdom. The pain brought wisdom. The wisdom will help you from doing this again. And we now have a chance to just sort of move forward free. There's another card in Lightseer's deck that's also quite nice. We see a woman walking away from pain. We see all the crows or ravens above her, but she's not taking the bait on that either. So this is an opportunity for you to completely heal, for the wound to completely heal over. There may be a little scar there, but you're okay now. So that's the main message for Destiny is you've learned and you're not going to repeat, and you're going to be able maybe to share or impart that wisdom on others. Okay? Okay, let me look quickly at members and then we'll pull it back to general chat real quick. And then I might open it up to super chats too. So let's see, members. What's going on here? Embracing the love. Let's see. Any other questions? First step. That's a good question, Brandy. So let's look at how to take that first step. Sorry, I'm speaking away from the mic. So yeah, how to take the first step. So it's kind of like what I was talking about earlier, to basically pull the curtain back and just say, I'm going to do this. I'm not afraid to be seen or heard. And if you step into the spotlight and aren't appreciated, that's not so much on you. That's more on where you're at the moment. I spoke about one of the moments where I decided to leave a job. And it was where we were having a brainstorming meeting. And every single idea that I offered up was shut down. And I'm a very positive, optimistic participant. And usually it wouldn't bother me, but there was a series of events that kind of like culminated. And I said, maybe I should just shut up. I never would say that ever. I actually got yelled at later, which was also not the right thing to do. And they were like, never say that again. I was like, well, everything that I said was shot down. If you're in a situation where people won't at least put it on the whiteboard, that's also kind of like, oh, well, maybe we can, we've tried that before, but maybe we can expand on it. Great start. How about this and? There's always the and, yes and, or maybe we can try this and this. I like where you're headed. Don't just shoot people down. So if you're being shot down, you're not in the right place if you can't kind of like put yourself out there safely. So put yourself out there, and then if the waters are bumpy, that is speaking more to where you're at. The relationship, the job, or the experience. You'll find a place to shine. It just may not be where you're at. You're still the star. Okay? But this is about authenticity and connection to your goal and your sort of soul's goal for this planet. So if you're not doing something that you're fully invested in, that's what you have to take the first step to do. Okay? And there we go. Let's see. How to create alignment. I feel like I kind of answered that one there, because the alignment would be really making sure that you're focused on what you need to be doing here. But let's see if there's anything else. I think we're okay because there's no more specific questions here, so that's good. Oh, okay. Entrepreneurship. I think we can just look at how to be successful, but specifically if you have to kind of rely on yourself. That's a good question. So whenever you start something new, there's going to be some ups, there's going to be some downs. So the Five of Cups, this is really important for any time you're stepping into the spotlight. So we have all of these eyes on the central figure. And what's happening here for some of you is this sort of fear, like, am I going to say the right thing? Are people going to understand? Is this going to work? And this is really reminding you that you have to sort of be more trusting of yourself, and you're not going to always be perfect right out of the gate. So don't focus so much on the opinions, feedback, or words of others. At that meeting, I could have just kept offering opinions too, and not worried about it. That could have been one way to do it, but sometimes it's a lot. So tune it out and tune in. And here's the cool thing. I want you to look at your most difficult moments in life. Who was there for you? Who didn't care if you weren't popular? Who didn't care if there was dirt on your face, if something didn't work out? Look at the two cups behind her. Those are your allies. Maybe one person, maybe two people, maybe you're lucky and you can count it on a few hands, but better to have a few people that are there when things are difficult. And when you're starting a new business or when you're starting a new chapter in your life, it's often bumpy at the beginning. Those people that were there on the rainy days will definitely be there on the sunny days. And focus on that. It's not quantity, it's quality. And when it comes to you, it's not all the opinions of others. Because when you are successful, and we saw that that's coming through, everybody's going to say, oh, I never doubted you. All that matters is that you don't doubt yourself in this moment in time. Okay? So now I've opened it up to everybody. Let me see if there's any other questions here. I'll also answer things if they're thrown into a super chat. I don't usually do that. But again, let's keep it general so everyone can benefit. Let's see. I love this one from Tarnit. Are there any messages from those who have passed on? So messages from the deceased. Let's see what they have to say. Maybe even advice for the year ahead from those who have passed. It's up to you now. You're the boss. This is especially true if you've lost a parent or someone that had that paternal, maternal role. The energy of power and decision-making has been passed on to you. Appropriately enough, I saw my parents in my dreams last night. They're both in spirit. And we both had a really pleasant meeting. And it was one of those things where it was just fun to hang out for a second. So when you're here and they're there, anyone that you love, it could also be your partner, they're just saying, this is the ultimate power card in the major arcana, the emperor, the king. So you're fine. You have everything that it takes to get through this, even if you don't feel that you have everything that it takes to get through this. They are showing you that you have power, that you have foresight, that you also have earned this moment. So really just kind of like trust in your own ability here. It's a powerful card. If you did specifically lose a parent, this is coming through as well. Okay. Let me see here. I feel like we've covered just about everything today, but let's see if there's anything else here. How to tap in and trust your own intuition. I like that one. So what is your inner high priestess trying to get you to focus on? Let's take a look. Okay. Inner high priestess energy coming through today with 8 of Cups. Sorry. Here we go. I was focusing on 2 different cameras. So the 8 of Cups. This is really cool because it's heading towards Jupiter expansion. Okay, no, I'm just tuning into my guides for a second on this one. The message that I got was go bigger this time around. Like for some of you, when you were looking at past cycles, there was an energy of, well, keeping it safe. This time around, it's saying reach much higher and go much bigger, because when we look at the Jupiter energy, I always connect it to the heart space, because when I've meditated on the planet before, I see this big green energy within it that kind of expands out. So if you can really go all in and trust with your heart that you can do this, then what I'm seeing here connecting this time around. So maybe for some of you, you keep trying something. It's like a merry-go-round. This time you're going to go really big. And because you go really big energetically, it's going to work. So third, fourth, fifth time, I don't care how many times it's taken. This time is a charm, but it's because you really feel it. And for some of you, you feel like I've got nothing to lose. So we have this cyclical energy, but it's going big this time, and everything that you did prior to this. It's appropriate too that we're kind of like on the Earth's solar return. This time it's going to be really big. So we see an expansive year ahead for you in all aspects of your life. Just keep taking the steps towards expansion. That's the message. Go big. I had to kind of like go intuitive on this card for a second and not just look at face value on that one. Okay? All right, let me see. I feel like I've covered everything here, folks. We've looked at blessings and blocks. We've looked at, we can do a silent question, of course, in a second. I saw a good idea. I don't usually do these, but we can do like a yes-no, specifically a yes-no question, and then we can do an open question after that. So, all right. So let's do it, folks. This is going to be a yes-no opportunity. So just close your eyes, focus on the yes-no question, and then we're going to do a yes-no. Then I'll do a more open interpretation for potentially the final card. And I'll see, maybe I'll do a reader's choice or something else before then. But first things first, a yes-no. Should I or shouldn't I? Okay. This would be yes, comma. Nothing's really yes or no, you know that, unless it's an ace of pentacles or any of the ace ones. A page of swords is a yes, comma, but make sure that you ask all of the questions that you need to first. Make sure that your opinion is heard. Make sure you do your research. It's an informed action, yes. But I've had a chance to ask my questions. I've had a chance to research it. I've had a chance to air any concerns. So yes, with those caveats. And I don't feel like I have to go much deeper on a yes or no. Listen. Pages don't just speak, they listen. If there's anyone around you that doesn't listen, that's a red flag. Okay, that's it for a yes, no. Let's see. I want to just pull a few cards and see if there's anything that needs to come through that hasn't yet. And then I might go to the final card because I feel like we covered it all, folks. We had a fun reading. We went through everything. Okay. Anything that we need to know or see? Okay. All right, so energy karmically that's coming through that we need to pay attention to. I've seen this come through a lot, the Ace of Wands. So specifically, I can't remember if it was Gemini. I think you had it reversed. So there's a lot of cards I've pulled today. I try to remember all of them. But whoever got it and everybody else, because this is general, Ace of Wands in the upright position. It's really about taking the action on the idea. It's not a question of do you have a good idea? That's given. What are you going to do with it? Who are you going to entrust to take the next step with it? How are you going to continue to fan the flames of this fire? That's it. You've got something, go with it. it's good to have that in the karmic energy of the past. What's affecting your ability to keep this torch lit? Choices. This is an unusual Six of Pentacles. I'm going to choose the traditional one here just because that one's a little obtuse. Although, again, what it shows you is sometimes we get lost in the throes of passion. Like it could be a relationship, it could be something else, and we overinvest in that at the detriment sometimes of what it is that we're trying to bring forward. So I don't want you to get completely lost in the passion. I also want you to pay attention to what's important. So eventually I'll pull the card up here. But the traditional Six of Pentacles would basically show a lot of open hands, and not everyone is going to be able to participate in, you can't give to everybody. That's the main message here. Saying no is one of the lessons in this card as well. So don't be afraid to say no when something just doesn't give back what you're investing into it. Because then we can sometimes get into that energy of overcommitting, of making a promise that we can't keep, which is not what we want to do either. And all of those things are worth saying. Okay, so here the card is. It was hidden. Choices basically is the best thing here, but we can look at both. We see someone in the throes of passion here that may not be making the best choices. And so we want to make sure that we're weighing everything out. And someone could also be taking advantage of their connection to you and asking for one too many favors. And this diminishes the fuel that is in this flame. So as difficult as it may be, it's important to say no to what matters and yes to what matters. You're going to have to make those choices. You can't make everyone happy. All right. You may be making a left, right, or U-turn in this year, and that's okay. The Six of Swords in reverse, taking an unexpected twist or turn in order to get to a better place. We see a light at the end, literally, of this tunnel. It's worth it. Sometimes I talked about, hindsight, giving you better clarity on something. Sometimes you got to go back and look at something, make sure it's okay. So it's okay. You have permission from the universe to turn left, turn right, or go back and do something different. It's just about making sure that you are clear on why you're going and where you're going. And as long as you're doing that, the action is in the right position. So to review, let's zoom in a little bit on this. The universe is basically saying you're onto something. There may be someone around you that could be tempting or taking advantage of your favors and getting you out of your sort of balance and focus. Get your focus, say no, focus on what you want to say yes to, and then take the necessary movement or action towards what it is that you intend to. I think that's good. All right. Let me see. I think now that we can focus on just a final card, because we did a good job here. We answered a few questions. We looked at every single sign, blessings and blocks. I did a yes, no. I feel really good about things, and I hope you do too. All right, let's now move on to a final question for today. And then maybe we'll end with a meditation. Normally I do the reverse, but I feel like that'll be good. And then I'll say thanks to everybody. And we can also set some intentions in the meditation here in just a moment. So final card. We're going to pull the final card first. So in this moment, I just want you to focus on one final question that you have for me. It can be anything that we haven't yet talked about. This is not a yes, no, it's more nuanced. Okay? So something that you want insight into more than a yes or no. Okay. It's important to create and establish balance. So we actually just had a balance card here with this Six of Pentacles. So Six of Pentacles shows it in the form of the scales. The Two of Pentacles shows it in the form of getting balance in your life. What often happens, it's not just money, though we can take it at face value. Some of you are really looking at your legitimate bottom line in your checkbook or whatever and saying, how can I stretch this? How can I make it go further? But generally speaking, it's about choices in all resources, which include your energy, your affection, your attention, all of that, and your money, and saying, what's going to be the better use of it? Because it'll only stretch so far. You have two aces vying at your attention. Pick one thing and really focus and put your energy into that. And when it comes to travel as well, try not to overdo things. So spending and travel, less is more there. And in general, focusing intentions is going to be better. And for some of you, you may be dealing with some vertigo or balance issues as well. Obviously, focus on those. You can establish it, but it requires an even more definite sort of like Six of Pentacles. You can say yes to a couple things, no to this or whatever, but this is basically yes or no. You're going to have to be very specific with a couple things in front of you. So be very, very clear on where you're putting your energy, and I think that is key here. Again, this wasn't a yes or no, and it was more nuanced. It's choices, and for you, when you're looking at choices, you will be saying a yes or no to those things, but you're going to be focusing on what brings you balance and stability in your life. Okay. Now we're going to do a meditation. Again, I'm changing everything up today because I can. This is going to be special because it's a New Year's meditation. So what we want to do today is we're going to focus on the third eye and the crown chakra. And as we set this up, I probably should pull this over here so I can talk first. All right, so as we set this up, here's the thought process here. I'd like you to close your eyes and focus on almost like a flower opening here, but let's imagine that it is the lotus petal on the top of our heads, since that's what that chakra can be associated with. Lotus petals have beautiful colors in them, ranging from purple to violet, to even maybe sometimes towards the center, a little bit of gold. See all of these colors sparkling in thousands and thousands of circles on your head, and imagine that the lotus petal is opening up. And as it opens up, it creates these beautiful arches of energy around you, especially in the colors of purple and indigo and violet. And you are basically, there's this beautiful O-ring around your body, creating an infinite loop of protection in all directions. It's creating a circle, infinite circles, infinite petals. You can just imagine it going out in all directions. This is opening you up to receive insight, information, inspiration from your guides, from your angels, and from your highest self. So highest channels only, tuning out all other frequencies and only focusing on source. Allow this flower to continue to grow and expand, and allow the color to be so bright that if we were to step back, you would just look like this giant violet, indigo, purple sun in the sky, okay? And I want you to bring this bright energy into the new year as I play the singing bowl. As we are breathing, let go of any low frequency energy and only focus on possibilities, okay? And know this, you are protected, you are guided, and you are brilliant. That's what we're putting into the energy. few deep breaths, allowing that energy to really be absorbed by each and every cell in your body until all you can see, again, are possibilities. And reader's choice for the final card. We're going to focus on one thing that Spirit, let's use a different deck, one thing that Spirit wants you to focus on to basically connect with that crown chakra, the star energy, etc. It's time to move on, folks. Let it go. So the 10 of Wands in reverse is letting go of the burden. We have the energy of the burden to also be shared with others. You don't have to carry this alone. So we see here an ox or some sort of animal helping out with this. And it represents in your life, usually the 10 of Wands is someone carrying too much and having a difficult time getting to the finish. So in this moment in time, in order to really open up, let go of some stuff, lean on others, and also celebrate just how close you are to completion of something big and expansion overall. And then this would reset the process back to like the Ace of Wands, which we've been seeing a lot of. So that's everything for today. I'm going to take a couple moments now just to extend universal gratitude to all of you for showing up today. If you did enjoy this, a quick reminder to subscribe. Not only is it free, but it also helps the channel. So I want to say thanks for all of you that did that. You can also give me a follow across all social media platforms. And if you'd like to give back a little bit today, you can still do that with a super sticker or a membership. I will say thank you here in just a moment to all those that have done that. If anyone reaches out to you on social media and offers a reading or asks for money, it's not me. I don't do that. So I just want to remind people of that for, just general safety and well-being. And now I'm going to take a couple moments here to say thanks again for all of those that gave back with super stickers and super chat. Let's see what's going on with everybody here. Okay, so I think we have a lot of memberships today. So I'll do my best to just kind of like say first names and go through this list quickly. Okay, and I know I gifted a few. Wow, this is a long list. Okay, I'm very grateful to this. Thank you to everybody that gave back. And thanks to Dakota, who's probably been busy today going through this list. Okay, so Sarah, Deborah, Melanie, Melody, George, Ms. Arlene, Omniscient, Victoria, Nicole, Abundantly, Empress Rising, Pauline, Kimberly, Mercathia, Sylvia, Natalie, let's see, Diesel Moda, Kushbu, Irene, Praxis, Daisy's Toolbox, Alejandra, Heidi, Vicky, Hina, Elizabeth, Brandy, Janice, Kathy, Beverly, Traverna, Michelle, YM, Souza, Natalie, I think it is, yes, and Donna. Thank you guys, and apologies if I didn't pronounce anything right there. There was a lot. Give me a moment here, and I think I can see those who gifted them, at least the most recent ones. And then anybody that I missed, obviously, Dakota will say thanks to, and I will also see when I look at the replay. So it looks like everybody's here. So Sunshine, thank you for gifting 5 memberships earlier. I did see that at the beginning. Balance 360, congrats on being a member for a month. And then I gifted a bunch. Bella, thank you for gifting a membership. Raven, thank you for gifting a membership. Norma, thank you for being a member for 6 months. Let's see. Also, Norma, thank you for gifting a membership. I love that. Janice, thank you for gifting a membership. Colette for 5 memberships. Brandy for 1 membership. Let's see. Lucy, thanks for being a member for just shy of 2 years. You rock. Happy New Year's to you as well. Lorna for membership for over a year, 26 months. Thank you so much. Or 2 years rather. I appreciate that. Paula H, thanks for being a member for 15 months. Let's see if anyone else gifted them. Oh, some congrats here to Rachel for being a first super. I'm going to talk about all the super stickers in a moment. And let's do that now. Let's see. Oh, Lalitha, thank you for 3 months of membership. Okay, let's move on to the stickers and then we'll wrap up for today. So many people to give gratitude today. I appreciate it. I want to make sure that I'm doing it all properly. All right, I'll say thanks to everybody. First, starting with Phoenix Risen, and thank you for that extra amount here on this New Year's Eve. I appreciate it. Lucy, Jeannie, 62 and Sunny, Marusia, Alexander, Enzo, Jane, JC, Lorna, Kara, Lucy, Ralu, Kat Carr, Color Me Happy, Rachel or Raquel, Fotini, Ashwini, Sophia, Zanoni, Darren, Natalie, and Monica. Thanks, guys. I think there are a couple of additional ones here, Deborah and Monica and Natalie. And also, I think I got everybody else there. So thank you. That was a lot to go through. If I missed anybody, not on purpose, I will see it when I go back and put in the timestamps because I read the entire chat at that point. It's been a great opportunity to be here for you. I'm entering now, let's see. I started my channel in 2013, but I started reading religiously for everybody in 2015. So 2024 is 9 years, folks. That's nothing to be sort of like, it's a good thing. It's a good milestone. So thank you so much. By the way, my little Margie, thank you so much for 27 months as well. I wish you love, happiness, abundance, lots of health in the new year as well, good health. And I hope to see you all soon. I will do new videos, by the way, every Monday, Thursday, and Friday. I may take tomorrow off. I haven't yet decided, but we'll see. If so, I will always post which days I'm going to release the videos. But in the meantime, wishing you a very happy New Year's. Do something kind to yourself and kind for the world in general. Get a lot of rest tonight as well. Wishing you all the best. Let's see if I did pull Apollo up earlier, I think. So we'll just let him rest. He's in the other room. Until I see you again, Happy New Year, everybody. From my heart to yours, I hope you have a fantastic holiday. Thank you for spending time with me, and thank you for working on yourselves. Wishing you much love and light now and always. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.